My name is Martin Riley, and I'm a writer and facilitator, and I've been working for the past week with the children and with Opera Sonic to help the children to make a story, and make a story that can be used as an opera, as a music piece. Well, the way we work is that we come in with lots of questions about who are these characters, what's going on, when is it, how is it, all the questions, and that we invite the children to start to find answers. But the way we do that isn't to sit down and talk about it. We do it by doing drama, by doing role play, by getting people to be the person who's sad and broken-hearted, and we start to find out why they're sad and broken-hearted just by bringing it to life and by action. And then when we've got a thread of a story, and we've got characters who are in particular dramatic or situations where there's a big dilemma, then we go, oh, it could be a song here, and then we find a writing group of kids who want to get involved in the writing of it, and we sit together and we explore and interrogate that moment until we've got some words that then we might make a song of. And then when we've got some words, we put them in a kind of form that we might make a song out of, and we go to Stephen Deasley, who's a composer, and we start to work out what kind of music can go with that. And then, of course, because we've only got this one class of children, we have to sing it as well. And in the end, we have to bring the story to life. So in this work, the children are everything. They're the story finders, the story makers, the songwriters, the singers, the people who play all the parts. They own the story. So if you were to go now to any of those children and ask them to tell you the story, or ask them to tell you about any character, they will with full authority, because they have what Dorothy Hethcote used to call the mantle of the expert. They own it, they know everything about it. My highlights are every time the children do what I call run with it, Suddenly they go, I'll be the king, I'll be the daughter, and suddenly they're standing there and they're playing out the scene where the young girl who was stolen away from the king when he was a prince, who he hasn't seen for 14 years, meets him and tells him that she's his daughter, and he can't believe her, and he's made his heart of stone. And suddenly these two children start to be those characters in that scene. And we started it up, but we just let it run, and we're sitting there awestruck because it's real and it's unraveling, and they're running with it, and they're not performing, they're not acting, they just brought it to life and they're doing it. And we sat there with our mouths open and those moments are fantastic. The other kind of moments is when they're singing a song. It's a song they've made the words of, they know in their hearts who they are, and they do it totally unself-consciously. And again, what we're losing, what we don't have, is that, kind of theatrical self-consciousness. We are doing a show now, our hands moving semaphore, we don't know what this is all about, but we're doing the right things, don't we sound good? It's got none of that. This is ownership. So when they sing about something, they mean it, they know what they're singing about, and it's coming from somewhere inside. It's got a reality about it. There isn't that sort of cheeky showbiz thing. And the other thing, my other great thing, is the material itself. So when we ask children of this age, 8, 9, 10, what kind of story they want to tell, the story they tell isn't the one that we think would be good for them. The story they tell has child stealing in it. The story they tell has a king with a heart of stone in it. It's really big, grown-up stories about grief, about childhood, that are not necessarily, the ones we would think they would like, And although they start off with the idea of magic, pretty soon the magic goes, and the magic becomes the magic of human feelings, And the story they end up with is a story about a king who cannot grieve, who finally does grieve, and they reach that moment in the story. It's very adult, in the way that we would normally think of as adult. And that really excites me. I think, gosh, it's very different from what we imagine they would like. Working with children, people often say, how does this affect you as an artist? What's the impact on you as an artist? And the answer is quite radical, because when we work with children, it's a collaboration. It's not something we're doing as some kind of missionary job. We're actually working with children because they're inspiring, because the ideas they bring to work is extraordinary. And so the impact it has is to make an exciting piece of work with them. And we will go on and develop this work, and it will be built on the bricks that they've put in place. And so the way I work with children's artists is as a collaborator.